You said it is. You're talking about Michelin is a very famous restaurant guide in the world. I just thought it was repetitive when you said is a very famous restaurant guide in the world. Usually when you say in the world, you use it with most, right? It is the best blah 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 in the world. It is the fastest blah 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 in the world. You just said is a very famous restaurant guide. So there's many of those. So I would have just either stopped it there, or I would have said it is the most famous restaurant guide in the world. You said you're talking about Michelin again. Even you said if though I have to detour or change the road. Detour really sounds like there is some construction going on. Detour sign. I would have said go out of the way. Even if I have to go out of the way or go out of my way. And then a couple smaller ones. You said in the scale of 0 to 10. Usually we say on a scale of 0 to 10. And you said Denmark people. Denmark people is what? Danish.
Just Danish?
Danish people.
Danish people.
Yeah. Hyunjung. I'm quite suffering from a lot of stress. It just sounds a little bit strange how you phrased it. A lot of times we say I'm stressed out. I'm very stressed out these days. You said when you're talking about your co-workers, you said I wish they can say. In that instance, I think it would be better to say I hope. I hope they say something instead of me. I hope they can say something. And I don't know if they really save your time. You were talking about the contract or something. I don't know if they really save your time. I was just confused what you meant by they. I'm not sure. Maybe you wanted to say, maybe it would make better. I'm not sure if it really saves your time. And you said how to remove the stress. A lot of times we say relieve with stress. Seijin, at the beginning you said, I think I'm the oldest member who's been doing this session.
I thought, yeah, I did miss it.
It just, when you say oldest, it sounds like you're talking about age. I've been here the longest.
Okay.
Quick, easy. I've been here the longest. You said my yesterday night dream. Don't say yesterday night, say last night. And in that specific instance, say the dream I had last night. You said gaining lottery, winning lottery. And you said I didn't watch a TV program. Just no need to say program. TV. And Soo-hyun down here, you said it's my 4 years of work this year. Maybe best way to say, you were talking about at that company, right? I've been with my company for 3 years. I've been with this company for 3 years. You said just text message to my friend. Usually we just say text as a verb. I just text my friend. Or if you want to say text message, you need to attach the word send. Send a text message. When I asked you, I forget what question it was, do you know anyone that's good? You said, I can't find anyone. Maybe I can't think of anyone. Find actually sounds like you're really searching for. And small one, you said, it's a quite good system. Just change. It's quite a good system. Sunhei. Sunhei is this one. Yeah, okay. At the beginning, it is the most big concern of myself. Maybe I would say, it is my biggest worry. It is my biggest worry. You said he goes travel every year with his family. I would say he goes on a trip every year with his family. Or you can just say he travels every year. When you say go, you want to say on a trip, to go on a trip, as opposed to just travel. But not seems working so hard. Maybe you can say he doesn't seem to work so hard. And last one, you said my recent 1 year. Maybe just say the past year. Ted, 2 very quickly for you. You don't need to study all the things. And put off his clothes, take off his clothes. So-yeon right here. When you were talking about the chart, you kept saying percentage.
Oh yeah.
Percentage. And like when you look at those kind of percentage, maybe I would say those numbers, or a lot of times when you said percentage, it's maybe I thought it sounded better just to use the word percent.
So what is the difference between percentage and a percent?
I'm trying to think of a time when you could not just say percent. If you want to be safe, you can probably always say percent. You said 70 percentage, right? When you attach a number with that, it's always going to be percent, right? 70%, 80%. Percentage is used a lot of times when you are like, what percentage of people? But even in that instance, if you just said what percent of people, it would be okay. So like that's what I was saying. If you want to be safe, just always say percent. I think that always fits. Percentage only fits in some instances, like which percentage of people, what percentage of people, like that. And you said, whenever I meet them, they look burned out all the time. It sounded strange because you used whenever at the beginning and all the time at the end. Either they look burned out all the time, or whenever I meet them, they look burned out. When you're saying whenever and all the time, it's kind of repetitive. And you said schedule is quite squeezed. It just would sound, I think, better to say tight instead of squeezed. And you said don't believe us to work at home. I would say trust us instead of believe us. And last, Zach, I worked one day among the weekend. And then I think you maybe tried to say it a different way. I wrote down, it might sound better just to say I have to work either Saturday or Sunday. Either Saturday or Sunday. You said always in the nighttime. You say at nighttime or at night versus in the evening. You said the work-life balance is quite matter for me. Maybe you want to say quite important to me, or matters a lot to me. And the treatment sometimes boosts your self-esteem. You were talking about work-life balance. The treatment. What do you mean treatment? The treatment from your coworkers or from your boss? You didn't really specify, so I was a little bit confused. And that is everyone. Are there any questions? No? Okie dokie. Then we're finished.
Thank you.